you love Atlanta, Georgia, make some noise for Atlanta, Georgia. If you love Atlanta, Georgia, make some noise for Atlanta, Georgia. Georgia is my home. Oh yeah, oh Georgia is my home. Georgia is my home.
That's all y'all get. That's all y'all get. That's all y'all. You already know who this is. Welcome to the Mad Lucrative Podcast, Lucrative Lounge Edition. I am your host, Magneto7, in the building again. The crowd loves the clap. You just can't hear it too loud. But welcome to the building again. Today is a super special edition. We got, listen, okay. When he first came in, y'all know I like to expound on the introduction to every guest. So when he first came in, I was like, it seemed like a cool fella, cool gentleman. Somebody I wouldn't mind call Unc, you know what I mean? And I saw that none other than Senator Lester G. Jackson. How you feeling, man?
Mike, I'm really happy to be here, man. Really happy to be a part of your show, man. This is excellent. Man, when I walked in, I felt the vibes. I heard that beautiful voice of that excellent singer just singing, man. I was just moved, man. I'm just happy to be here, man.
Yeah.
It's just great.
Well, I appreciate you coming. So I like to be, I'm extra. I'm sorry, y'all. Y'all know how I am. So I'm briefing him. We talking about kind of how the interview is going to go.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, what can I call you? I saw a doctor was in the front.
Mm-hmm.
So then he says, commander, senator, I was like, okay. I like when people talk like that. It's the confidence. It's the confidence. I love it.
Well, but confidence is what a black man should be. With all the trials and tribulations you go through being black and being a male and this society, when a black man step out of his house, he should step out being confident, and having a little swag, because we've gone through a lot. And to get up and leave every morning, is just powerful, man. So I'm just happy not only to be here, but I'm just happy to be black. I'm just happy to be proud.
Yeah.
And I'm just happy to live in this world right now.
Yeah, I like that.
Mm-hmm.
It's speaking of that confidence piece. All right. So I want to take it back to the beginning, right?
Mm-hmm.
We're going to teach people, let them know a little bit about you from the start. So, who was Lester? I'm going to say, who was 13-year-old Lester?
Well, man, you wouldn't want to be 13-year-old Lester Jackson. Let me take you back a little bit.
Okay.
I was born in Vidalia, Georgia. And I normally tell people I was born in Vidalia, but I'm not really from Vidalia.
Okay.
I'm from a town called Alamo, Georgia, in Wheeler County, home of the Bulldogs, the mighty Bulldogs. And we call it affectionately the Mo. Alamo. The emphasis, the magnificent Mo, the Mo, and that's what we say. But
okay.
But my grandparents were tobacco farmers. And anybody who has grown up in rural Georgia, where their family have grew up on a farm, know how hard it is to grow up on a tobacco field. Because we had to do something when it was time to harvest tobacco, we had to crop it. Now you're really from the country when because you don't pick tobacco.
Okay.
We used to crop tobacco. So 13-year-old Lester used to be in the tobacco field cropping for his uncles.
Sheesh.
Trying to make we were getting like $15 a day, which was good money. Back in hey, people make $15 an hour now. $15 a day was good money when I was a young lad in Alamo, Georgia. But it taught me a strong work ethic.
Okay.
Working with families, my uncles, with a lot of family members in the field, working hard, but also it taught me to not only to be proud of working and getting up early, doing the job, and coming home and reaping the rewards when we take it to the market and get paid. Because then when everybody work hard, and then you take your crop to the market. And then everybody get paid. So it was just rewarding. So 13-year-old Lester was a young man every day when we wasn't in school, we had to hit it, man. Hit that field, feed the hogs, feed, make sure the chickens got fed, man. We didn't milk no cows, but they still had to eat. We had beef cows, so every morning you had to get it up, man. When the sun rises, you was up.
Okay.
You grabbed my grandma used to make some homemade biscuits. You give them a biscuit, put a slice of bacon in that biscuit, man. Yeah. Slap it with a piece of butter, and while it melt, while you go outside, eat onto it, man. Drinking some cold water, man. Life was good, man. It was hard, but life was good. But 13 Lester, short had strong work ethics, and it's still with me. But it's because of my mom and dad, my grandparents. It just made me proud to know where I come from.
Okay. Tobacco. Now, my grandfather, and I hear you talk about being proud, right? Mm-hmm. And that was the good life. I think my generation has kind of got out of appreciation for the simple things. Mm-hmm. And I was getting crowded with stuff, just stuff on stuff on stuff.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So my grandfather worked for R.J. Reynolds
in
North Carolina.
Mm-hmm.
So I know about the tobacco. And I remember back home they said, well, you got a good job. That's a good factory paying job. Mm-hmm. You go work at R.J. Reynolds. And I was just, it wouldn't click in my brain. It didn't click. So I ended up going to A&T, North Carolina.
Oh,
A&T.
yeah, man. Yeah, great school, man. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And went through the whole process of learning culture, and I appreciated that. Mm-hmm. But it still didn't make me want to go do no tobacco. I can't do no tobacco. I ain't built for it. So going from that stage to dentistry, right? Oh, no, you went from that stage to Navy.
Yeah. No, actually, I was fortunate enough. When I got to be high school students, my parents moved to Savannah, but I still went back to work in the fields to harvest our crop. Okay. Whether it was pecans, and we used to do pecans, but we started harvesting pecans.
I call it can. It's still
there's
a
difference
can for me.
And there's a difference though. And there's a difference. You know what the difference is?
No.
When my grandparents used to sell pecans, it was like $3 a pound. But when he started selling pecans, it was $4.25.
Okay.
So he changed the name of what he was selling. So we still went back, but I was fortunate enough to go to Chatham County Public Schools, where I learned a trade, bricklaying. So my first real professional job, so I don't count cropping tobacco as a profession, but my first real professional job was laying bricks.
That's a hard job too, right there, sir.
I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. Before that, I cropped tobacco. Laying bricks was a step up. Laying bricks was a step up. You sometimes had shade.
Okay. Yeah.
So that was my first real, and it was something I enjoyed, because laying bricks, you not only use your hands, you also use your mind, because you had to look at the structure and just determine how many bricks it was going to take. Right. It was geometry, algebra, all mixed in. Putting, because you had to know how much how much mud. And you got to know how much mud you had to have. You got to know how much bricks you had to buy, because you couldn't overbuy, because that hurts the profit. But
I do know.
But if you brought too less mud, it takes a half a day to go back and get some more.
Yep.
So it taught you to think. It taught you to use your mind and add things and calculate things. So I was fortunate enough to get a scholarship to a Ivy League school, Payne College in Augusta, Georgia.
Okay.
On a full ride. HBCU. So I'm just proud to be a member of a HBCU. From there, I went into dental school at Meharry Medical College.
Okay.
And from Meharry Medical College, I joined the Navy. I was a naval officer for 7 years, serving proudly. So I enjoyed that. So through my years, I had several titles. So I was a naval officer. I had a doctor's in dental surgery. Okay. I later became a state representative, and then became a state senator. And everybody often talked about all the titles that I've acquired. And I told people titles are good, but a purpose is better.
Hold on, okay.
I'm sorry.
You're gonna have to, cause I like Jules. That's a nugget. We gotta pause on that. You said titles are good. No, you said
Titles are good,
okay.
but a purpose is better.
A purpose is better.
Because see, there's so many people, especially black folks, walk around and the first thing they say I'm a doctor, or I'm a reverend. They don't tell you who they are. They
Right.
just tell you their titles.
Yeah.
But what I want to know is what's in their heart and what purpose they have on this earth.
I like that.
So when people call me and say, "Aren't you Dr. Lester Jackson?" I say, "I'm just Lester Jackson."
Okay.
Because I have a purpose in this life, and that's to do good. Help my fellow man, make this a better state, make this a better community, make this a better country. So I tell everybody, you don't have to put a title in front of me because I had enough of them.
Okay.
They called me Commander, Jackson when I was in the Navy. They called me Dr. Jackson in my private practice. I'm a cosmetic dentist in Savannah, Georgia.
Cosmetic.
I know what you need.
Okay,
That number,
okay, okay.
that number is 912-233-7970.
Okay.
That's my dental office. just in
Okay,
case
I
you
like
want-
it. I like it. Now,
So-
go ahead.
No, so-
They got something to go.
So I'm a cosmetic dentist, and I joined the General Assembly. Then I restored another title as state representative when I became a senator. Another title, state senator. Now I'm chairman of urban affairs.
Okay.
Now, so they don't just call me senator; they call me Mr. Chairman.
Okay.
But I tell everybody, man, you can call me Lester Jackson because what? Titles are good,
Right.
but a purpose is better.
Purpose is better. So we're gonna go to the dentistry. So it's just an ongoing thing, right? I have a few folk that's on Facebook.
Yeah.
And I've been joking. I said, you know what? When I hit 40, as soon as I hit 40, I'm getting new teeth.
Perfect smile, perfect white smile, and it's fast. So just like if you're getting ready to go get married, all right, and your teeth are crooked, get veneers. You have a pretty perfect smile for your wedding day. So it's an excellent choice. But if you grind your teeth, or you the type that do odd things like do crab legs, biting down on stuff, open up bottles with your teeth, veneers that aren't for you because you can pop them out. And
They don't tell us this.
right. And I'm telling you, if you
Okay.
if you have some domestic problems, if your wife's slapping you, hitting you around, you don't want veneers because you can pop them out. Now, but the thing about veneers is, for most cases, to make them look really good, we have to shave down a little bit of your teeth up front. We have to shave down a little bit of your teeth because the veneers are usually about a half a millimeter in thickness.
Okay.
So we reduce your teeth by about a half a millimeter, and then we take an impression of your mouth, and we call it cement. Then we cement the veneers on your teeth. So they'll have the same thickness as your natural teeth, but like I have a small gap between my two front teeth. You have a small gap between your front teeth. The veneers will close that small gap.
See, I like
and
that.
everything they make everything perfect.
See, but I like crab legs too. So
That
might not be.
well, if you like crab legs, you're just going to have to always use the
little cracker.
You're going to have to always use the crackers because you raise the risk of fracturing or popping. Because remember now, veneers for the most part are porcelain. Porcelain are good and strong, but if you bite in the wrong place, they can fracture or they can break.
Yeah, you might just learn me something.
Right now,
You might.
if you're a football player, if you're into karate or contact sports, veneers are not an option.
Don't do it.
Don't do it
Okay.
because you'll be constantly replacing them.
Okay.
Yeah. If you were a vegetarian, veneers are perfect. So
Yeah, I ain't
so
no
yeah,
vegetarian.
so but if you just do ordinary stuff, veneers are good.
Okay.
But remember, if you're going through some changing in your mouth, crab legs, open up Coca-Cola bottles, tearing paper with your teeth, veneers might not be the place for you.
Okay.
Now you can do that with full crowns. Now full crowns are just like veneers, but they cover the whole teeth. Veneers just cover the front part of your teeth. It's just like an artificial facing.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Okay.
The veneer is just like an artificial facing for your teeth, but a crown covers the whole teeth. It's kind of like, think of your home that has a brick facing. So when people ride by, oh, yo, that's pretty. I see all that brick.
And all that siding on the
And
back.
all the side on the back. That's a veneer. All right?
Okay.
A crown if your whole house is brick.
Yeah.
All right? Because the brick covers the whole house, give it protection all the way around.
Okay.
So that's how I tell people the difference between a veneer and a crown. They both look the same, but a crown just gives you a lot more protection.
Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I need the information just for me. Just for
No,
me.
your audience too. Audience too, because everybody talks about veneers, and the next thing you talk about are dental implants. Are dental implants
I want
good?
all of it.
Huh? Are dental implants good? But you got good teeth, man.
But the backs though, I had to get in college. I was a little bit reckless in college, so I had to, something happened one night, like, go ahead, just take it out.
Yeah.
And now 38 hit me, and I'm like, okay, I need that back.
Oh yeah. Now the way to put them back, the most ideal way to put them back is with dental implants. That's a metal prosthesis that goes through your gum in the bone. It usually sits there for about 3 to 4 months, and then after that, we put a gold crown right on top of that metal prosthesis. It's made out of titanium metal. It's the same metal we use to give people artificial knees, artificial hips. It's a little titanium metal that goes down through your gums and into bone, and it just sits there. It looks like, and I tell people, say, well, Doc, what does it look like? I said, it looks like a wood screw.
Okay.
You just screw it down in the bone, and then you give it time for the bone to bond to it, and then you can put a crown on top of that implant, and then it's as good as gold, man.
That sounds painful.
But it lasts 70 years.
70.
Yeah,
that'd be about enough.
Yeah.
I'd be gone by then.
Or you won't care.
I won't care. Yeah, that'd be one of them.
or even more than that. But dentistry is a fascinating subject, and a lot of this we're talking about in today's technology, you can just Google it. Veneers, implants, crowns. If you're going to do crowns, you want all porcelain.
Okay.
We used to do a lot of porcelain fused to gold or porcelain fused to metal.
Yeah.
But something interesting, about 13% of black people are allergic to nickel.
Really?
And nickel are composite of certain metals that we use for crowns. So if you're going to get a crown, and they say we're going to do porcelain fused to metal, because porcelain fused to metal is a lot stronger because you have a metal as undercoating. You want precious metal, and you don't want non-precious metal, because nickel is a component of non-precious metal. Okay. And some black folks, about 13 to 18%, are allergic to nickel. Now, ask me, how do I know black folks are allergic to nickel?
How?
You remember when you was a young lad, man, and you had this little girlfriend, this before your wife now, all right? Yeah. Okay, you in your high school, and you brought her a gold-plated chain, and gold-plated earring, and you put it around her neck, and put the earrings in, and the earring used to turn green, the neck used to turn green. That's the nickel.
That was making you
That was making you break out.
Wow.
Right, that was making you break out. I'm sorry, not you. No, I'm sorry, not you. You didn't do the gold plated. Yours was full gold. Yours was full gold because you was macking.
I did a little bit of something.
You did a little bit of something. No, so about 13 to 18% of African Americans are allergic to nickel. It makes their skin break out. So if you get a crown that has nickel in it, you notice that crown it bleeds a lot, or it's sore a lot. Just the gums are sore black, because the tissue is breaking out. So that's not everybody, just a few people, but it's hard to know who is and who not. Most ladies know if they're is allergic to nickel more than guys, because
they wear earrings.
Right, they wear a lot of earrings, sometimes very expensive stuff and sometimes very cheap stuff, and some of that cheap stuff have nickel in it.
Gotcha. Okay, good. I needed all of that. That's for me and y'all, so y'all know already. All right, so politics. All right, what got you into, I guess, being interested in politics?
Well, I didn't really get interested in politics. I got interested in helping my mentoring program.
Okay.
So as a dentist, when I was practicing in Savannah, I just wanted to do something, to give back to my community. So I had a mentoring program, and there was a little school called Spencer Elementary School down in Savannah, Georgia. I went to the principal meeting, and a group I was in, and said, I want to mentor young boys. And so we took 5th and 6th graders, and we went every Friday for an hour to talk about developing them into careers. find out what they want to do, find out, how to dress. We had classes where we show them how to tie a tie, had classes show them how to polish their shoes, and just mannerisms such. We took them to restaurants so they can know, how to pick up the fork, how to cut with a knife, just stuff like that. But then we got them into going visit professionals to find out exactly what a professional do. Some kids want to be a fireman, so we go to a fire station. We took a group of 12 to a fire station. Some want to be a policeman. We go to a police station. We go to a doctor's office. They even went to a dental office. You know what dental office they went to?
Yeah, that's how you do it.
Right,
that's
right. So
right.
we had this many program, but I didn't think I was reaching them enough. So we took those. It was up to 18 young men, and we formed basketball teams. We formed 2 basketball teams so that we could spend more time with them. And most of these young men were growing up in a home where they didn't have a father. 90% of them didn't have a father that was living at home. Right. So we mentored them, and part of this mission was to prepare them for middle school and to prepare them for college.
Okay.
And I didn't know this, but after my first year, we had a banquet of my first basketball team. I gave this great speech to the parents of these 5th and 6th graders, how I was going to follow them through middle school, then follow them through high school, and then make sure they get to a great college. Right. I was saying the same way we're taking them to visit firemen and policemen and doctors' offices and architects' offices. We are going to start taking them on college tours. Okay. That's my first year. And I was young. Y'all was young, like you, motivated, want to make a difference. Right. And some mothers came to me after my eloquent speech and told me, they said, Dr. Jackson, thank you for all that, but our kids aren't college material.
How did that feel?
Man, that made me drop, man. I mean, for a mother to look at her son in 5th grade to say, this boy can't make it to college. Huh? Just saying, what? I'm thinking, God, you're going to limit his opportunity? And that made me feel bad. But her name was Laura Bonaparte, but she got 6, 7 other mothers, and there was others that wanted to come, but they were a little hesitant to come to a guy who had all these high aspirations. But Laura, she came up with her friends, and she said, that neither she nor her dad ever graduated from high school. She said, if you can get my kid to graduate high school, you've done your job. I was taken back to that because my high ideas was having to go to college, maybe find a few doctors here. Yeah, a few doctors here, a few lawyers here to help me get out of trouble if it happens. If it happens. So I then asked, what do they want to do? So instead of me making plans for them, what I wanted them to be, I started asking them what they wanted to do.
And it's the parents or the kids?
The kids.
Okay.
The kids. The parents just wanted them to graduate. Want them, this mother, if you could just make sure he don't go to jail, we good. I just want to make sure he graduate high school and don't go to jail. Okay. Because everybody else in the neighborhood, is in juvenile detention, didn't graduate in jail. So he said, just help them. So I started asking the young men, what do they want? And you know what? None of them really talked about college. They talked about, I want to be a truck driver.
They want to make money.
Yeah, they want to make money as fast as they can. They want to be a car mechanic. Some wanted to be a plumber, electrician. Things they see other people doing in the neighborhood. The black men they saw in the neighborhood that was making money. Right. Now there was those that want to be a professional basketball player and a football player. I say, if that don't happen, what do you want to do? Right. But all of them, they talk about college. They want to talk about making money, having some sort of technical skills. But I noticed the feeder high school, the same high school I went to, didn't have vocational programs at that time. Now I had vocational programs because I had bricklaying. Right. But they had closed that vocational technical stuff out of my high school. Okay. So I went to the school board and I asked, could they start vocational education again at the feeder high school, Savannah High? Okay. And they told me what you don't tell a proud black man. They told me no. Okay. And I said, why? They said, it's not on our priority. I said, it just needs to be. So I ran for public office to change the mindset. Okay. Yeah, I wanted to run for a school board member, but it wasn't available. But someone told me if I went to the state house and got money and gave it to the school system and earmark it, they would build a vocational program at Savannah High.
That's how that works. I never knew that's how that worked.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah. The state funds money for public education. The state funds prisons. The state funds state parks. So the state can appropriate money for projects in the school system. They can fund money for cities, for counties. So right now, what people don't know, our state budget in the Georgia General Assembly is $30 billion this year.
With the B?
With the B, we divided up $30 billion.
Okay.
And the only thing constitutional we have to do in our 30-day session is pass a balanced budget.
Okay.
So we got together and sought out how we're going to spend $30 billion this year. And someone told me, if I go to state, if you get some money, and it costs $7 million to build a vocational program at Savannah High, I'll say, you know what, out of a budget, that's $20 billion, I should be able to, carve off $7
Right.
million, being the guy that I am,
Right.
being the motivator, the type of personality or some think the type of ego. So I told my family, I'm gonna join the General Assembly. It's gonna take me about 4 years to get $7 billion. I get $7 million because I'm probably gonna have to introduce myself and tell them who I am.
Right.
They ain't
Gotta
gonna give it to me
build
right
that
now.
rapport,
I gotta
yeah.
build up a relationship with them. So they told me it might take 4 to 6 years. So I got in with that in mind
Okay.
to get that money. So the short answer is, I got mad at where people were going with Savannah. So I decided that I was going to make a move so that my young men, what they wanted to do was to have some skills when they graduated high school, because I knew if I didn't do something, it wasn't just about them anymore. This whole community wouldn't have no access to any real jobs, because the school board thing is, well, once they graduate, they could go to a technical school and learn those skills.
After they graduate.
Right, after they graduate high school. The problem with young black men in inner city, some of them just lose hope, or some of them just lose interest
Right.
in public
right.
high school and don't ever make it to their senior year, and much less even graduate. So I just wanted to bring some hope, bring some inspiration, but more importantly, bring some opportunity, not only to young black men, but young inner city boys and girls, to make sure that they have an opportunity while still in school. So once they graduate, they can have a diploma in their right hand, but some sort of skill that gives them a livable wage in the left hand immediately after graduation.
I love
Hey, Mike,
it.
I'm sorry, I'm talking
I
too
love
much, man. Let me calm
No,
down a
I
little bit.
love it. I love it because I think that's where the divide has been. At least from me in the music side and art side, I think the checks and balances don't add up.
Yeah.
As far as, all right, if I tell the kids, because I do mentoring too, and if I tell the kids, it's one program that was off of Martin Luther King. I remember I went there years ago. That was the first exchange I had with student to teacher, and that whole, environment. And the teachers pulled me to the side because I'm like you. I've always, they call me Martin Luther King. Like when I worked at Enterprise, I was like, okay, well, we could do this. I feel like you should deserve this, and this, and we can easily do this if we move this right here. And the higher ups is like, yeah, we don't need you talking like that.
Oh yeah.
So
yeah.
then when I went to the mentoring program, it was the same type of deal. I'm seeing the students and I'm looking, and they said, well, this is the teachers. The teachers said, well, our saying for the school is, if we don't help them now, they're going to break in your back door and help themselves. Exactly. So you tell somebody that I didn't grow up rich. I didn't grow up with a whole lot of, no silver spoon was nowhere. Nowhere. It was me and my mama. And then my granddaddy and grandmother, and they all raised me, right? And I know what it took to build the confidence to just go get it. Just do it. And I'm like, these kids are me.
Yeah.
I was the same kid. And y'all telling me there's no options. Well, yeah, this kid right here, they've been pushed back so many years. We just trying to get them out. This kid right here got bad behavioral issues. Said, have y'all questioned them on their interests? Have y'all started there? No, they ain't none of our concern. I'm like, wow. So how the outcome of this kid's livelihood It's none of your concern.
That's
Gotcha.
insane, man. And they're getting paid
And they're getting paid.
to make a difference in the kids' lives, but they saying it's none of their concern.
Right.
And what is the wrong answer? Their job is not just to teach kids how to read, but to prepare them for their future.
Mm-hmm.
And it only takes one simple question:
What's that?
what do you want to do when you grow up? And then help and guide that young man to his desires and destination.
Yeah.
I think
it's after I saw that, that kind of pushed me to just go harder. Because I'm like, okay, no. Like,
Yeah.
these, and when you see certain crime on TV and the stuff that they report on the news, I'm like, I get it. I understand it. Kids don't just flip, humans just don't flip out and go AWOL
Right.
out of nowhere.
Correct.
It's something that built up to levels to get them to that space. So, you know, I see stuff on the news. I'm like, okay, no. Somebody should have got to them 2 or 3 years ago before they got to this space. So,
And teachers and counselors and churches and communities have that option of reaching those young people well before they get to 17 years old, breaking into a home or shooting a gun or just selling drugs. Somebody should have touched them. They had 17 years for somebody to touch them, and it didn't happen.
yeah. So, okay, so I see you're running for Commissioner of Labor, right?
I am. I'm running for Commissioner of Labor, correct.
Please break down what that is. Because I ain't gonna lie, when I read it, I was like, I don't really know if I know what what is that?
Well, the Labor Commission is a constitutional office.
Okay.
And one of the biggest things is operating the unemployment insurance
Okay.
for this great state. But also it implements the state labor regulations. And it also has a job training component as one of its duties.
Okay.
But also the Labor Department is supposed to predict the future.
Right.
Predict what jobs should be coming to Georgia, but predict do research to find out what opportunities that's going to be for Georgia next 5 years, next 10 years, next 20 years, so we can prepare a workforce for those demands.
Gotcha.
So I look at the labor department and the Commission of Labor as the second most important office in our great state, because the ones that's going to produce a workforce for the state. So if our states to rise or to attract big industry to come to Georgia, we got to have a good, valuable workforce that's willing to train people and to get people ready for those jobs.
Gotcha.
So it takes me back to what I got into politics all about, training people and getting them ready to work who want to work and then who want to work, but also who want to help themselves. So
Gotcha.
So that's the office of the Labor Commissioner in a nutshell. In the past 16 years, our current Labor Commissioner hasn't been doing that. In fact, instead of doing things for Georgia, he's been doing things to Georgia, to Georgians. So we need to change that mindset to help people, give people opportunities, and that's what I want to do.
Good. I think I'm sure that would affect my industry heavily too, because we got a lot of film people that's come to Georgia. I've been here for right at 11 years, and I've noticed the change and the switch. Because again, I worked in LA, I worked in New York, and I see how Atlanta's kind of passing them.
Yeah.
In hurdles. Like they're passing these big cities that's known for entertainment. And how can the job force, or how can we develop programs to get people ready for like stagehands and stuff like that?
Well, there's something that we're not doing enough of now that we need to do to attract more of the entertainment industry to Georgia. And the thing is, though, we need to start training people in high school for these opportunities, and that's what the labor department does, the commission does, they meet with the executives for production and say, you know what, we looking for stage hands, or we looking for program directors, or we looking for people who can do coding. And we go to the high school teachers, we go to technical schools and say, hey, we need you to teach these programs, because if you get these young people ready, there are jobs for them outside.
Yeah.
So to bring industry to Georgia, the number one thing, there's a couple of things that industry wants. First, they want a trained workforce.
Right.
They want a trained workforce, and that's what the labor department does.
Okay.
The second thing is they want an environment that have strong schools, because industry coming to Georgia, they're moving here too. They want opportunity for the kids to go to school
Right.
and do well and do well. And another thing is they want an environment where there's great health benefits for not only them and their families, but for their employees.
Gotcha.
Because when families are healthy, when employees are healthy, got access to job training, and got high technical skills under their belt, they ain't leaving. And they're going to go to work and put an honest day's work in and come home and hang out with their family and go right back.
Right.
And the problem with Georgia is that so many people work below the unlivable wage. So they have to work 2, sometimes 3 jobs.
Right.
And sometimes there's nothing wrong with having a hustle, because I got a couple of jobs going on. But when you got a person working a 40-hour work week and then have to go somewhere and work another 20-hour work week, you find out that they're not being effective at home, and they're not 100% at both jobs, because
Right.
their bodies are worn out. Consequently, they don't visit the doctor, they don't eat right, so it brings in a whole lot of other stuff. So I want to be that labor commissioner that's going to fight for a livable wage for all Georgians. I want to be that labor commissioner that's going to fight for fair housing, and fair and affordable housing, for all Georgians. But more importantly, I want to be that labor commissioner that addresses misclassification of employees. And that's an issue that we just recently passed this year, and we have to go back and make some amendments to make it even stronger. But a lot of the business community in Georgia misclassify employees.
What you mean?
So I'm give you an example. In the agriculture community and in construction is big in it. They give the workers a 1099, saying they're independent contractors, and they do it in the entertainment industry too. Yeah. All right, you get construction workers come in, and at the end of the day, end of the year, they get a 1099 saying they were independent contractors.
Yeah.
So the owner don't pay taxes.
Right.
The people who framed the house, or did the sheetrock, or mud, or put the roof on, now they ain't paid taxes the whole year, and now somebody said, "Oh, you got to pay taxes on that $50,000 you made putting that house together."
Right.
That ain't right. Georgia lost almost $1 billion because big business misclassified their employees. Because if you got to show up every day to work, you got to frame a house, or you got to show up every day you got to pick peaches. You got to show up every day to work. We don't crop tobacco anymore, but you got to work in the agriculture industry, in the entertainment industry. You're an employee.
Yeah.
If he got to tell you when to show up, and when you can leave, and when you can take time off,
You work for that company.
you work for that company.
Right.
And misclassification of employees, meaning that we need to classify all Georgians who qualify as employees. What's the number one reason? So they qualify for health care, and they qualify for unemployment insurance just in case they lose their job,
Gotcha.
or unemployment insurance just in case they get laid off.
Gotcha.
But you're an independent contractor, you get no benefits.
Yeah, you're not entitled to it.
Right, you get hurt on the job. Oh well, you're
Yeah.
independent contractor. You got to go up. And it started with me when it came to truck drivers down in Savannah ports. Truck drivers used to report to work and move these shipments up here to Atlanta and then to Charlotte. But if they got hurt on the job, oh no, you're not our employee.
Yeah.
Although you had to come to work, and we told you what truck to drive, you're an independent
private
contractor.
contractor.
Right, you're a
Yeah.
private contractor. So I think that we're doing a disservice not only to employees, but we're doing a disservice to our tax base, because that's a lot of money that we're leaving on the table because big business isn't putting those tax dollars into our coffers so we can build better schools, so that we can save hospitals, so that we can build better roads and all that. So misclassification of employees is real big.
Thank you for clearing that up, because I never knew how the economics would affect that side of business as far as the economy for Georgia as a whole. And I never put two and two together because I'm a contractor too. So I've worked on property, and I've been guilty. I've been guilty of the 1099, but I learned that from my elder.
Yeah.
And that he learned that from his elder, and never broke down the whole economics of everything as a whole. I've never heard it until now.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
I
but
appreciate that.
and I applaud you for being a contractor and hiring folks, but when big business does it, we lose out, because that's millions of dollars that people aren't paying into the tax coffers, into the unemployment insurance coffers. Because when those people are out of work because of COVID or anything else, where are they supposed to get the unemployment insurance from? Huh? But they've been working 20, 30 years as an independent contractor.
Right.
But they still don't have any benefits. If you're entitled to benefits, you should get the benefits. And I think there's so many workers in Georgia that are entitled, who are really employees, that should be entitled to benefits. And I want to change all of that.
Well, I appreciate you. I applaud you. I pray that you get everything that you need to get to make this happen. And it's good. It's good. You got the support of the Mad Lucrative Network.
Man, I appreciate that, man.
Like I said, I think it's important for people just to sit down and explain to other communities how this affects. Because when you get to the polls, you just see some names. And
That's right. You just pick. You just see names, just picking. I don't know who that is, but you say, oh man, that guy used to crop the back. I like him. He know about hard work. That's what people are. That guy used to lay bricks. He know about hard work.
Right.
He's a Navy veteran. He knows about service. He knows about giving. All right. But I want people to know me for the type of guy that want to give back and just want to make this place better for other people to come behind me. There's an old saying, my father to whose much is given, much is required. Right. And I've been extremely blessed with great kids and a great family, and with a great career and a great family structure. So I just want to give back to make this place a better place than I left it. I mean, when I leave it, I want to make it a better place. But Mike, I got something for you though.
Yes.
Man, I have something called the Senate Leadership Medallion.
Okay, please break it down.
Okay. So in the Senate, state legislators are giving these leadership medallions to give out to people who go above and beyond the call of duty to give back to mankind, to serve their community, and eventually, to serve our state.
Okay.
And we call them change agents.
Okay.
And we need change agents in Georgia because they change the whole mindset of who we are and what we are. Motivating, inspiring, but more important, leading. So we need great leaders, we need great motivators, and this change agent medallion, I want to give to you, Mike, because this program reaches thousands, man. And it's informative, and it's intellectual, but more importantly, when people turn you on, when they leave your program, they're smarter and they're better public servants, and then they're better citizens. So I want to give this to you, sir.
Man,
as our Senate leadership job, and you are our change agent.
I gotta give you a clap.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay.
This is the first one, man. Look at that. It's crazy. Let me see.
Yeah. So our Senate medallion tells a story, and your readers, your viewing audience can't see it, but if you look at it real closely, our state seal has 3 pillars, and those 3 pillars represent the 3 branches of government. And if you remember, you in 6th grade civics class, those 3 branches of government are the judiciary system, the executive branch, and the legislative branch, the branch I serve in.
Okay.
And those 3 pillars hold up, if you look at it, the Constitution. You see the Constitution wrapped around? Those 3 pillars hold up the Constitution. But in between those 3 pillars, there is a little guy with a uniform on, with a sword.
Yeah, I see him.
He's a militia. And he has a little sword, But that little militia represents every citizen of our great state.
Okay.
And they have a sword because they're there representing the citizens of this great state to protect our Constitution. And underneath all of that, you see our 1776.
Yeah.
That was when we was incorporated as a great state, a part of this great union, a part of this great vision to move our country forward. But it's not that the three pillars that's very important, or the militiaman that's serving to protect our Constitution, nor is it the Constitution that makes this seal great. It's what's wrapped around those three pillars. If you look at it real closely, you see what's wrapped around those three pillars, or our state motto:
Okay.
wisdom, justice, and moderation.
I love it.
That's our motto, and that's what we train the members of the General Assembly to live by. That's what we govern out. That's what we're supposed to govern ourselves. We want to govern this state with wise, with justice, and with moderation. We shouldn't put too much on the people of this great state.
Gotcha.
And sir, thank you for being the great leader that you are.
Hey, man, I
Our leadership
appreciate
medallion, and man, I just consider you so more than just this podcast, but I just consider you just a great Georgian. So thank you. You know, George. Now I know you weren't born here, but you're here now, and you ain't going back.
Nah, my babies were born here, so.
Oh, I know you, but you ain't going back.
Nah,
So that's great. So I just appreciate you. Now, on the back of that is our original seal. Georgia is unique. We have two seals.
Okay.
Okay, we have a seal up front and we have a seal in the back. That was our original seal, and Georgia was first created as a state of agriculture and commerce. So if you look at it, you see agriculture and commerce. What was Georgia's greatest agricultural product in 1776?
Don't get me to guess.
No, I'm not going to tell you. Most people would say our first great agricultural product was cotton, and it'd be wrong. It was tobacco.
What was it?
It was tobacco.
Really?
Tobacco was our cash crop. Back in the day, a lot of people in England used to like to smoke something, and it wasn't cannabis. They used to love the tobacco that we produced in Georgia soil, because our soil was so rich it produced a fine crop of tobacco, and so that became our cash crop. But we found out that soil was so rich, we later started growing cotton as our cash crop.
Okay.
But what made cotton so? But cotton was a labor intensive product.
Right.
So to grow cotton, you needed to bring in somebody else. I mean, it was labor intensive. So we need another entity to come to our great state so that we can produce a lot of cotton.
Okay.
And you know who that was?
No. Enlighten me. I ain't gonna guess. I'm gonna mess it up.
That's why we had to bring in slaves. Because Georgia started bringing cotton, and it was labor intensive. So you had to find a cheap labor source to pick that cotton, so you can send it back to England, so that the plantation owners and the shipbuilders could make a lot of money.
You know what? That puts things in perspective, because I was thinking like the slaves were already here, but
No.
cotton was here already, and they came to get them to do the work.
Right. They tried to find a cheap labor to pull this cotton, tobacco, and rice.
I heard of rice.
And rice. But we did rice and we did tobacco, but we really made money in Georgia off of tobacco. Off of tobacco and then later cotton. So you see agriculture, but also it says agriculture and commerce, because our commerce was moving those products around.
Okay.
Taking that cotton to our ships and moving it to England, or moving to other parts of our country, taking it up north where they like to smoke too. So we were a state. Our motto was agriculture and commerce. So if you look at it real closely, you will see like a little field with little leaves growing up. Yeah. That represents our agriculture community. Then you see a little ship in the background.
Yep.
And that represents the commerce of the ships coming in and moving that product. You see cows there because Georgia, our number one industry is still agriculture. Cows, pigs, chicken. You know, Georgia is
Yeah.
like the #1 chicken producer in the country. If
I
not
didn't
number
know
one,
that. I didn't know
it's
that.
#2. People call us the Peach State, but man, we grow a lot of chickens. We grow a lot of chicken. So agriculture and commerce was our original conception about our seal.
Okay.
But on the flip side, on the back side, we are a state of wisdom, justice, and moderation. Man, I gave
Sir,
I gave you a little history.
appreciate it.
Oh, my brother, anytime,
I
man.
appreciate this. This is cool. I'm gonna figure out a way to frame it. And all the other podcasters, I'm the first one now. Look, you may get like 10 other people, but it's cool. I appreciate this, man.
Uh-huh.
Let us know how they can contribute to your campaign. Like, can we do that? Is that cool?
Well, you go to lesterforlabor.com.
Okay.
Learn about that campaign. Learn about making Georgia a better place. But most important thing now, man, is to contribute. But most important thing is encourage everybody to vote.
Well, sir, Senator, Commander,
Public servant,
public service,
and most important, all around good guy.
all around good
Good
guy.
guy.
I appreciate you. This has been very enlightening, and let's go vote, y'all. Let's
Hey,
go do it.
yeah, let's all vote. Yes, that. And the words of Harriet Tubman, we out.
Peace. It's not just a network, man. It's a network, man.